Did it work? I'm just going to let it go and see if it worked. If it didn't work, then that's fine. But we're just going to see. We're just going to see. We're going to let this thread hang. And I'm just going to hope that it worked, you know? This is all trial and error. You know, the green screen was sort of a real big step. Sort of real big. All right? Sort of real big. I mean, let's not sugarcoat things here, okay? Just having the green screen was a pretty big step up of the game, I will say. I'll admit that freely. All right? So nobody gets it twisted. That was a big step up. And I immediately wanted to start doing things like, you know, improv. Hard to do with just little old me, you know? Hard to do. But sometimes you can do it. I don't even know what that meant. I don't even know what I was saying just then. Is that even English? Is this even is this reality? Who knows? How can you tell, you know? So the vertical stream does appear to be up, and it does appear to be using my custom canvas, which is also a step in the right direction. What's more evil? I just gotta hope that keeping the other one on the vertical feed won't, you know, affect anything negatively. I don't know. I guess we'll find out, right? And it can always be like, maybe it'll mess up my performance of the stream. I don't know. You know? It looks like we're up and we're going. We're up and we're going, and we're doing the darn thing. So no, we are not vibrations. I don't know who told him that, but I mean, you can see he's bought in very clearly. And I guess this is, so far, I mean, he's misattributed a quote to Einstein. He got the definition of what you call it. He got the definition of magic wrong. Hey, come on, guys. Give me a sec. Give me a sec. Guys, hey. Not cool. Hey. Not cool. They're going to start banging on that window. Oh, my. Oh, St. Anthony of Bourdain. Oh, dear. We must right you, my friend. Magic didn't teach slavery, so Christianity is eviler. I agree. I agree. I'm first like. Not on the other stream, you're not. All right? You're not a real fan. I appreciate you guys being here. Thank you.
It can be no...
We're going to hear about, I guess, how we are frequency waves. I guess.
other way. This is not philosophy. This is physics. Our...
Okay. Instantly, he's wrong. Instantly. Instantly. He's telling us that he is very, very dishonest about what he's saying. Really magic? Real magic is more evil. How is it more evil? How? Jermaine Event said it very eloquently that magic didn't teach slavery, so...
thoughts and emotions constantly project specific frequencies. The mental states you choose to focus on emit out from you like an antenna. If you are constantly experiencing frustrations and challenges...
But okay, but no. You can't misunderstand the definition of the words that you're using, claim that it's not philosophy, and then just make some shit up. Like, that's, I mean, essentially, that's what philosophy is. It's like you're trying to reason your way into something. And it's like, it's often just used to argue shit. Like, when he said this is not philosophy, what is anybody else supposed to think after that? You've self-reported.
Challenges. Be aware that complaining about them attracts more of that type of situation. Alternatively, when you move into a space of pure gratitude, you become a beacon for higher vibrational
This means nothing. This is all just word salad.
experiences. As you become more conscious of the frequencies you are tuning into, you can shift into higher densities of reality.
What? Higher densities of reality?
You can think of this like changing the channels on your
Nobody's doing that. Again, if that was a thing, everybody would be doing it. So many people would be astral projecting and like manifesting fucking, I don't know, gold bars. I don't fucking know. Like, the only real magic that ever existed was a series of rituals in order to try and get will to manifest. It wasn't like nobody was ever a wizard. Nobody was ever out anywhere casting fucking fireball. Like, that was never a thing. Never in the history of humanity, because we would have fucking recorded it. We would have found some empirical evidence or some data that tells us that magic at one point existed. But nothing has indicated that that is the case, except for the Bible, where there's all kinds of magic performed. But no, you guys, hey, we're not allowed to call that magic. All right? It's divinity. What are you doing in here? Ooh, she just gave me the death stare right now. She was just rowdy. And she comes in here acting all sweet, expects me to be all nice. You know, I'm the good dad. Still would have been cool to see a Kamehameha. Come on. I mean, you could have gone and seen Kamehameha because Kamehameha was a king. Was a physical person.
television. Your conscious attention determines what station your reality will play back to you. There are many experiments that prove these concepts.
So if the double blind's in there, if we're talking like permanence and causality, then I'm gonna shit myself.
Japanese researcher Dr. Masaru Emoto showed how our thoughts and words affect water. He would flash freeze water after expressing positive or negative intentions. The positive samples froze into beautiful geometric crystals, while the negative froze in chaotic, disordered messes.
So I mean, there's science to the way that the sounds that we emit change due to pitch and tone and like we can talk like this or we could talk like this, and that will change how the ripples in water will form, and it can create ripples. Like you can, it is a like a sound wave. Like if you speak into a puddle of water and then you like flash freeze it, right? Find a way to get it real cold real fast. It's going to look different than something that you scream into, right? If like, or sing into or whatever, you know, like even different words. Not from a certain distance. Well, yeah, I mean, if you were to say it in a different room or something, then of course it wouldn't make like a pattern unless you were like, because the vibrations would be coming from like the bass that's emitting from the wall, like the vibrations from that or something, you know. It would have to be really loud and piercing in order to manifest any kind of like sound waves that you could interpret. God damn.
In another experiment, he took 3 beakers of rice and water and expressed emotions to them every day for a month. To one beaker, he said, "Thank you." To the next, he said, "I hate you." And to the third beaker, he completely ignored. At the end of the month, the first beacon fermented a beautiful golden color and gave off a pleasant aroma. The second one turned black throughout it, and the third started to mold on top.
Did you hear the cat Or maybe that's his partner, or
He
whoever
took
has to hear him talking all the time.
beakers of rice and water and expressed emotions to them every day for a month. To one beaker, he said, "Thank you." To the next, he said, "I hate you." And to the third beaker, he completely ignored. At the end of the month, the first beacon fermented a beautiful golden color and gave off a pleasant aroma. The second one turned black through
Do you hear that?
a pleasant aroma. The second one turned black.
It's not that. Doesn't that sound like a cat? I don't. I have the music in my ear. I don't have the. Doesn't that sound like a cat getting ready to throw? You know. So you can't project your emotions. First of all, okay, let me take this at face value. He doesn't actually hate the beaker of rice. He's just saying he hates it. So he's both when he says he's happy and when he says he loves it and when he says he hates it, because he doesn't truly love. There's no actual emotion there. He's doing this as a study. This is seriously just some fucking guy in his kitchen who's bored as hell. So he speaks to rice. And he says inauthentically, because you cannot love a grain of rice. I would find it very difficult to love a grain of rice, unless it saved my family from something. So you can say you love it, not mean it, obviously. Say you hate it, not mean it. And somehow the rice, because it's conscious, I guess, can misinterpret that to think that you mean it. You cannot just simply say, "I love you." I don't mean it. I love you, chat. I'm sure you wish I meant it, but I don't know you. I know nothing about you, chat. That's why it's called parasocial. Because I don't know you, you don't know me. For all you know, I'm completely different off stream. I'm not, I can put that to bed, but I don't know you. Know what I'm saying? So, I love a grain of rice. Romantically, or is it just a familial type of love? I'm willing to entertain either. But again, a study with some maybe ill-fitting tops to the rice, or likely this is all just made up. This is all just bullshit. He's just making up a story. But I'm trying to take this seriously. I'm trying to make it make sense, you know, in a physical reality. Saying that you love a beaker of rice will not change the color of the rice. It will not change the aroma. Time, oxygen, moisture, romantically, oh well. I would find that difficult logistically, but you do you, man. I'm sure you guys make it work. I love rice to eat, no more than pizza, so I don't know what's worth. Like, I don't know, man.
Throughout it, and the third started to mold on top.
Yeah, so all just different forms of rotting, really. So you had a beaker of rice that turned gold. That seems like it had a pleasant aroma. That seems like a healthy fermentation. And it seems like that was the goal in the first place, was to ferment this rice. So you have 3 beakers of rice, right? And in all actuality, I'm trying to take this study seriously, which means, like, there's every chance that this was a very old study, or that maybe they didn't have, like, the type of storage that they have these days. Something. I don't know. So I'm assuming that there's some incapability to keep things consistent across the board. So if a lid was even slightly undone, if there was even one, like, moisture kernel, like one water particle inside of a jar, and then there wasn't in another, or if there was already mold on one of the rice, like, there's all kinds of different things that could potentially be the reason why these things happened. But none of them would have been caused by speaking with different emotions that you're not even feeling to the rice. Because rice is not conscious. It cannot hear you. Nor can humans exude physical manifestations of their fucking emotions. It will make the rice taste better. I don't even want to know what that means. I'm pretty sure all three came out as the third if all he did was talk to it. Well, yeah, that would be your control, is that all you're doing is speaking words at fucking dry goods. There's your control. Ain't nothing ever gonna happen aside from that. It's not gonna talk back. I can tell you that much.
Many others have recreated these experiments with great success. If water and rice
Okay.
are so strongly affected, imagine...
No! This is my argument for God as well. You know, I don't think that we should be getting caught up in, you know, what are the different aspects of God. I think we should be determining if he exists first, and then we can talk about the other stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's gonna solve so many problems for us as a people if we just empirically establish whether or not God exists. You know? And then we can talk about whether he's brown-skinned or white. Then we can talk about whether he's got long hair or short. Does he prefer he, him pronouns? Is the earth flat? You know? Then we can determine all those things. Why didn't you do it and show us for real? If many others are reporting success, food made with love tastes better than food that wasn't. There are psychological reasons to that, but it might spoil food for you, Christopher. It might spoil food and psychology, you know? And I wouldn't want to ruin that illusion. It's like telling your kids that Santa doesn't exist. You know? Know what I'm saying? One of the things that I will say that I always agree with, 100%. I tell people I have done private teaching course or private cooking courses before, and the thing that I think I would have said the most if I was to just sum all that shit up into like one simple sentence is that, I mean, if you like something, you're gonna care more about making it. So you got to make what you like. Or if you're learning new shit, a new concept, then like, you know what you like, you know? But bacon isn't started out made with love. You gotta elicit a death for it to happen. It's the love of the person preparing it, either for the bacon or for the person they're cooking for. Those are what really determine that. That's real fucking magic right there. That's real fucking magic. Making something correctly for the person you fucking love. Ooh! It's goddamn magical. I love it.
Doing to our children.
If you like bacon, you should subscribe to my channel. Not that I have any bacon-themed days or anything like that, but I enjoy bacon as well.
There is also a lot of work going on in the realm of quantum physics.
Oh, okay. So no demonstrations, no substantiation to that, just... There was these two studies that a guy did where he spoke into something and it affected it somehow. And there are also a bunch of people who tried this and had success. Anywho, a lot is also going on in the world of quantum physics.
That is showing that the creative potential our minds wield on reality is far beyond our current understanding.
I don't think that I've heard that claim, but do go on.
The double slit experiment...
Fuck! God damn it! I have to shit my pants now. I promised. I mean, I'm not going to do it, but maybe I already have. You don't know. Maybe I'm sitting in a steaming pile of poopy right now. You'd never be able to tell. Don't fucking cyberbully me. He fucking said it. He goddamn fucking said it. He goddamn... I would love to quantum leap. Oh my god, have you ever seen this clip? I mean, I remember seeing it from the actual show that it was on, but, let me see if I can find it. What's his name again? Fuck, what's his name again? I don't remember what his name is. Scott Bakula. You ever seen this? I don't care if this gets copyright struck.
How did they know that my wife took it all? And I'm not.
The classic car show channel 3690. You want to get a different username, please? Best trans streamer. I'm not trans, but I would love to recommend some trans streamers to you. I know quite a few. In other words, there's nothing wrong with being trans, and I bet you they get way more viewers than you do.
Researching roles, how did they know?
No, not his name in the goddamn... not his name in the show. That was a better year. I miss my old Camaro, mansion in Van Nuys. With the fun guys. So good. Yeah, I mean, the classic car show channel, there's nothing wrong with being gay or trans. And again, they probably have more viewers, they probably have more friends, and their family probably loves them. Which is why you're spending your time here trying to get a rise out of people. To very little effect. Sorry. Sorry you suck. Ziggy! Fuck yes. Oh my god. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. I would love to do a quantum leap, but I would love to just be friends with Scott Bakula. It sounds like he used to party.
Proves that consciousness creates reality. In the experiment, electrons are shot through two slits. When those electrons are observed, they behave the way that matter.
So I had predicted this. I knew that he was going to bring in the double slit experiment. It doesn't prove anything he's talking about. Observation does not create reality. That's what he's claiming.
Creating two lines behind the slits. However, when those electrons are not being...
Yeah, the classic car show channel, I didn't claim that I had more viewers than you. I said that any gay or trans streamer will get more viewers, more likes, better engagement on their social media than anyone who's preaching hate. The numbers are all there, man. You just gotta look, to be quite honest. 4 viewers is actually great for me. That's a good day. Feel pretty hyped about that. You guys should be hyped too. They did a remake of Quantum Leap. Yeah, but they also, I mean, they tried it several times over the years. Do you remember that show Time Tracks? That actually was really good. That was a damn good show. Yeah, I mean, they didn't like, I don't know. They never like closed the loop. And I think, didn't they try to come up with like a couple movies that like finish the story? I think. I don't remember. It's been a while since I've engaged with any kind of, any kind of Quantum Leap stuff. Classic car show, man. Again, you're not going to make me angry. You can spam all you want. You're just giving me engagement. So, thank you for the help, I guess. And you're really just showing that you're a piece of shit. So, I don't know why you want to take this big of an L so badly for no reason. But hey, you go off, King, man. Go off. You know? Do what you do. Right? I love it. I love the hate.
Observed, they create a wave pattern behind the slits. Without being observed, those particles of matter behave like potential waves of energy. Our observation of matter solidifies it into matter. It is only when we are conscious...
And actually, I think what you're doing is just revealing more secrets about yourself than maybe you think you might be. Because I know I'm attractive. And if you're looking at me, and your first instinct is to try to diminish my looks, then maybe you might think I'm attractive too. And either you're jealous or you want me, but you're displaying something, and I'm here for it. You can keep gooning if you want. I don't mind. I'm not going to tell you to swipe away. Just take it in. Just take in these fucking sultry looks. These delicious cheeks. This salt and pepper beard. It's very slightly dusted with whites, you know? Are you done yet? Let me know. I get the feeling you're probably a Minuteman. But I'm okay with waiting.
Witnessing reality,
Vibrations.
that reality becomes real. If existence is not being witnessed, it reverts back to its state of being potential energy. It is through our act of consciously perceiving reality that existence materializes.
No, he's thinking like he's a video game character. It's like his idea of reality is when I turn this way, whatever's behind me doesn't exist anymore. Every reality's been culled. What? That feels insane. That just feels insane. Sorry. He's gonna qualify that. Hang on. He's gonna explain. My panic is just ill-founded. All right. Allow me to allow him to explain.
Not to say that existence doesn't exist unless we perceive it.
Whew.
More like
Okay, good.
Our sensory organs organize the potential energy of existence into the material reality we interact with.
No, what?
This is important.
Hang on. I need to try to make sense of what he just
Back
said.
to its state of being potential energy. It is through our act of consciously perceiving reality that existence materializes. That's not to say that existence doesn't exist unless we perceive it, but more like our sensory organs
Eyes, ears, mouth, skin. Go on.
organize the potential energy of existence.
Our sensory organs organize. What was it? The potential.
The potential energy of existence.
Energy of
into the
existence.
material reality we interact with.
So I'm not saying I'm not saying that reality doesn't exist. I'm simply finding a really creative way to say that.
This is important to realize because the external world that we perceive is completely fabricated by our internal sensory processes.
And then let me just remind you guys that I think that reality doesn't exist. Big BS. Ironic. 710. Jesus loves y'all and I hope you have a good day. Well, Jesus was a snake oil salesman. So I'll take the well wishes. You don't exist, man. Okay. I'm happy that you think that calling me gay or trans was somehow an insult. Because it's not. I would be exactly the same and same level of engagement. But what I think is even more funny is that you said that I was really, really attractive. You said that I was super handsome and that you wish you could kiss me on the face. You said that. All right? And I was willing to entertain it then, but it's bordering on stalking at this point, okay? So either jerk off and get out of here, or say something of some substance. If you have an argument against trans or gay people, I'd love to hear it. Or, if you actually think I'm the best trans streamer, then cool, but I don't want to take that honor away from an actual trans person. And if you think I'm the coolest gay streamer, then that's such a good compliment, but I don't want to take that honor away from an actual gay person. So, I won't be diminishing that. But if you want to continue to just jerk your chain, just fucking lay into it while you're looking at me, I'm happy to let you do that. I am. I'll look directly into the camera for you. Just tell me when you're getting close. Any change? You good? No? You good? You don't know Jesus then. I don't really care. But you can live in your own reality much live. Is English not your first language? I identify as a duck. I'm a goose. The whole stream need Jesus. You don't even know who's in here. It's mostly Christians. Please actually learn about him. I read the Bible. Did you? Best trans streamer. Thank you again. Appreciate it. Again, man, I got a real long fuse. If you want to try and troll, I would suggest other streams where you might
Our
actually get a
mind
rise
has
out of the person,
immense
you know?
power over our bodies, including the ways that we perceive. This is obvious when it comes to altered states, the placebo effect, hypochondria, and the body-mind connection.
I would consider myself a troll shaman. You know, the voodoo dance is pretty effective. Regeneration's nice. Was it? No, it's beware. Stay away from the voodoo. What? Right? Racial passive. Trolls are good, man. Underrated.
So in other words, our mind not only influences the external world, it literally determines how the external world will manifest.
I'm actually enjoying your stream, man. Come on. Then, I mean, say less stupid shit. And then I won't have to, you know, encourage you to jerk off to my face because you've got some kind of latent desire that you're not taking care of. Not on my face. Don't do it on my face. I wouldn't like that. There's cleanup involved.
What this means is that what we determine as real
Undead
becomes
wyvern?
reality. As we
Wait, you can't be a wyvern, can you? That's outside of canon. I'm sorry, you're not allowed.
expand our consciousness, we expand the bandwidth of frequency of what we can experience. Much like what we call a rainbow is a tiny sliver of the electromagnetic spectrum, what we have been manifesting is
Okay, I mean, my understanding of rainbows is that they are light being refracted through tiny particles of water in the air. And that when you're like, I don't know, when you're doing prism shit, like it has to reflect like spectrum of the color, or color spectrum, right? And so it acts like a big collective prism. Is my understanding of rainbows. That's what I know about them. I don't know if I'm accurate or correct, but I don't think it's this. I don't think it's part of the electromagnetic spectrum. Aren't photons in general? That's just so confusing.
a tiny sliver of what's possible.
This has all been gobbledygook. Just so everybody knows, everything he's saying is not scientific proof of anything. He said this is not philosophy, and then he continued to just use philosophy. So I can't take anything he says seriously.
To be real, we can stretch the horizon of what actually exists within our realm of perception. By purifying our minds and our bodies and prioritizing our inner cultivation, we will start experiencing the miraculous.
What does that mean? You're not saying anything. He was trying to say something about
we will start
our inner
the miraculous.
fucking garden, mushroom
We will
garden.
start exercising our inner
Inner cultivation.
prioritizing our inner cultivation. We will start experiencing the miraculous. As we raise our vibrational resonance, reality becomes less and less dense, and we are
This is the crystal woo-woo shit. Like they're saying that there's some, I don't know, like talisman or crystal or form of beliefs or a way that you express emotions that can tune you into the right frequency so that you can then what? Then you can create miracles? This is the line of logic he's using.
able to manifest the magical with more and more ease.
Manifest the magic.
We
Okay.
determine how extraordinary existence is by our focus.
I need
and
to
our
get another
inner
bowl
state.
ready for this. Holy shit.
We create reality to be as magical as we believe it to be.
So, my god is glib gleeg glorp. Lyrical spirit bombs. Islam is evil. Okay. Spend all my money on whores like Jesus did. It is the oldest profession, and I think that if we weren't so wrapped up in religious morality, then we probably would be able to acknowledge it as such. I'm gonna grab some more water. I will be right back. Well, it's a need, Skippy. It's a need for something that's missing. So it's that. It's like when you convert to Christianity or like become born again. That kind of shit. I'll be right back. Get more water. Damn chair. Chair's wandering. Chair's wandering and myself is laundering. Not money, clothes. Because some of my clothes are dirty. And they must be clean. They will fucking be clean. Islam is the religion of pedos. I mean, Dr. Magic, are you forgetting about Christianity? You know that child brides start at like 9, right? And if they didn't bleed their first time, they get stoned to death. Not the good kind of stoned. And yes, the bad kind of death. All right? So let's be careful about which religions we're trying to throw under the bus, all right? Because they're all subject. They're all subject to the same bullshittery. You know? I mean, I would say that maybe religion in general, we could just say is evil. I think we would all be pretty happy about just saying that any organized religion that forces people into a unwiggle roomable, an ineffable set of circumstances or limitations that place you into a box for your entire life with the threat of either damnation or the offer of paradise kind of sucks. Wouldn't you rather be free? I would. Let's see. I have been and still have been a hardcore right-winger. Then what the fuck are you doing here, man? You always just talk about WoW. But the current right wing is so cringe. True, but haven't they always been? How long have you been on this earth? Skippy, I assume that you've been around long enough to at least see the evolution of WoW, which means that you had to have been around long enough to know how shitty the Republicans have been in the past. Iran-Contra, ring a bell? I mean, this has all happened before. Unwiggleable, yes. I try to make up words sometimes. They don't always work out, but, you know, it's a creative process, right? Jesus Christ died on the cross. Yeah, John 3:15, right? Give us eternal life and forgive our sins. He rose from the dead and blah, blah, blah. If you accept him and follow him, you will live with him. I mean, anyone who garners a lot of support on a religious foundation could potentially convince those people that he was the Son of God. You know, pretty weird, right? Pretty weird. It's almost like people could very easily get tricked into believing that somebody is holy or the Son of God, like a true Christian, like really good for Christianity, like Donald Trump, right? You guys like him? You guys enjoy Donald Trump? One could argue that genocide is pretty Christian. I'd say it fits within the mold, right? I'm pagan Shinto. Oh, well, welcome. I don't think I've ever enjoyed Japanese culture as much as when I was learning what little I know about Shinto. And then I really enjoyed that movie, Rental Family. The little bits of Shinto that old guy was practicing. It's very cool. That's why I asked, does Jesus love Iranians? Because if he did, I don't think he'd let him go into fights like this. Well, a lot of religions preach that whatever deity you worship doesn't necessarily exert physical control over things, at least not in the modern day. Because then that would, be proof that they're real and they can't prove that God exists. So they, he manifests in mysterious ways, right? Trump is okay. No, he's not. He's an idiot. He's a multiple-time felon, pedophile, child rapist. I wouldn't ever understand why anyone would say he's okay. All religions have evil, but currently Islam... You can't say all religions have evil and then say that there's one that's worse. They're all bad. They all started bad, they all are going bad, and they're all just plain bad. Christianity is still used to justify slavery. The Bible, I mean. You ever heard of apologetics? It is what it sounds like. Depends what you mean. A lot of people say that what Trump was doing with Epstein may have been back when he was a Democrat. Why would you ever give a shit about which party he was at the time? Why would you ever give a shit about any party anyone belongs to? Wouldn't you just want the pedophiles prosecuted? Seems like that's a non-party issue. Every human newborn was born atheist until someone told it to believe in God. True, yeah. Nobody's born religious, just like you can't be born racist. So my uncle stuck a Jesus cross in his ass. To that I have to say, cool, Tony. I'm into it. I'm not a Republican, I'm a Ron Paul libertarian. Libertarians are assholes too, Skippy. He's better than Tim Walz. Yeah, you know, you guys always try to escape responsibility by saying, oh, well, what about this? Right, no, I'm talking about Trump. He's better than Tim Walz. No, I'm talking about Trump. Well, that must have been when he was a Democrat. No, I'm talking about Trump. I'm talking about what he is right now. Just stay focused, guys. Come on. One subject at a time. When we get the pedophiles in jail, then we can move on to other things. Then we can declare war on whoever we want. That would be evil still, but whatever. Because the majority of the people who are going to be Epstein Island or Democrat, well, learn how to type. But also, it doesn't matter what party any of them belong to. You can't all of a sudden just destroy the Democrat Party. There will always be Democrats, and they're made up of all different kinds of people. Just like the Republicans, you cannot just immediately take away the entire Republican Party because it will never just not exist. They've switched through the eras, like the Dixiecrats that you guys are talking, well, that Proud Americans trying to peg Trump as having been, I guess. They were racists. Like they wanted slavery. The Southern Democrats. And guess what party they switched to when the Democrats took the platform of anti-slavery? I'll give you 3 chances to guess which party they joined. And then took over. I'll give you 3 guesses. I'll just give you 3 wild guesses. Crazy guesses. Ever heard of Crack Baby Basketball in South Park? I heard the church is a big sponsor of it. In South Park? The problem is the higher ups are the pedos. True. And that's what we need to be focusing on. It's not a party versus party situation. It's a rich versus poor situation. And the only reason that people in the middle class support the rich is because they think they're going to be rich. And the only reason that the poor people support the rich is because they think that they're going to be rich. And the only reason that homeless people support the rich is because they think they're going to be rich. The only reason that the rich support the rich is because they're rich. I'm not left or right, both sides are corrupt. You seem to be only trying to denigrate one side, though. He's better than Tim Walz. Trump is okay. I mean, seems like you might have a little bit of a bias there. He's the president. You realize that. He's the president. He's the most powerful man in the free world right now. I would think that that's a little more important than some guy in fucking Minnesota who's not going to be governor very much longer. Priorities, guys. Come on. Epstein files. Come on. We got to stay focused. Only one side is obscuring them. Wonder which one. Oh no. No more proof of real magic. I feel like this is low-hanging fruit, man. Oh, sorry, I forgot to read your message before. Dear Christians, we are not going to change our whole flipping beliefs just because of your religion. I'm scared of some Christians because one pulled a knife on me when I was 11. God damn, yo. Get the hell out of those dangerous Christian neighborhoods. Oh, I'm a little bit. Yeah, one could argue. Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life. To what? If you don't believe in God, you go to hell. So, I mean, it feels like it's a bit of a hostage situation, right? So if I choose not to believe, if I just choose to, just not be religious, then I go to hell. Isn't that weird? Isn't that like you're forced into a situation? Okay, this is my opinion, so don't be angry. Oh boy, it takes me so much to get angry. Like, you're gonna have to try real hard to troll me if you want me to get angry. It will take quite a bit. It won't happen on this stream, I can tell you that much. I've been brought up pagan my whole life. What I see from other religions, that they're violent and aggressive. Are you gay? Serious question. You know how many of that exact question I get? It's really not a serious question. Normal people don't give a shit. Other religions, and they're very violent and aggressive just because they don't get their own way. I don't think magic is bad. Well, yeah, I mean, the whole point of this is just kind of like, it's a little tongue-in-cheek, right? Christianity has been used to justify a whole shitload of crazy shit. Crusades, Spanish Inquisition, even just like, fucking like, I don't know, Iran, like invading Iran, and Pete Hegseth is all about Almighty fucking God is with us. Christians, do you support that? Do you like genocide? Bunch of innocent people died in the Iran bombs, or in the Israeli bombing. That subsequently followed the American bombing. Super cool, guys. Did we turn into bad guys? Yeah. Oh, yeah. KS92F. Hi, what's up? Any good farts today? I did. I mean, you're probably going to have to record them and post them if you want people to rate them. Religion, period, sucks. Yeah. Pretty much any organized system that forces you to live a certain way, that doesn't include, being gay, in some cases black, trans, or of a different religion. It seems restrictive, and it seems like, really they just want to be kind of like penned into a box. Himothy, how old were you when you met your first boyfriend? Being gay is not a problem, so I don't take that as an insult. Good try, though. You guys, you're going to have to be a little more smart in order to get a rise out of me. Tim Walz is my governor. Okay. Enjoy. You mean Iran? when I said what? What you saying there? What you talking about? I don't know. Why don't you stick around for a bit and fucking see for a second? God damn it! Yeesh. Like that's what live streams are. Did you know that? You're supposed to watch them, and then you find out. Timothy, how old were you, though? Like I said, you got to be smarter, man. The gods love you all. Be one with nature and share the love. Yeah. See, isn't that weird? See, that's more of a hippie woo-woo thing, but a Christian wouldn't say that. Good idea. Great idea. Let's take a religion from billions of years ago, when we sacrificed animals to have slaves and women's no rights, and follow it thousands of years later when everyone has rights. Yeah, but unfortunately, if Christians got their way, not everybody would have rights. Any gay or trans person would have to transition or detransition, or they'd have to, what is it? What are those camps? Conversion camps? No gays or trans people allowed in heaven. Hitler's allowed. He was Christian. Guys like Mussolini, any of the people from the Crusades, they're all allowed. Super cool. I totally want to go to heaven. You can call yourself a Christian, not meaning it is true. Right, but you guys have no way of telling who the real Christians are and who they aren't. If you have a sense of morality, which is fucking hilarious because this actually proves that the Bible is stupid and self-contradictory, then you can say that the evil things that people do are evil and that you shouldn't have to justify them. But try to bring up something like, oh, the God ordering slavery in the Bible, and people are like, oh no, but that was just a thing of the time. You know, Christians, early Christians, Old Testament Christians, followed that. They did what God told them to do. They took slaves. Christians in the 1800s tried to justify slavery by using the Bible to scientifically prove that black people don't count as full people. I mean, Christianity seems more evil. Just saying. Lester Brown, Jesus loves you, magic is bad. There is no such thing as magic. The only magic that people believe in, like really, that is actual, like an organized, magical, supernatural thing, is shit in the Bible. Talking bushes. Talking donkeys. Talking snakes. That's not a real natural thing. That's all magic. We're still Jewishes right now. Hebrews. The Old Testament happens to be teaching you how to basically live as a Jew, sure. But how did that evolve? Bro is definitely a Reddit moderator. There are definitely subs I would love to moderate, but unfortunately I work too much. It's all Christianity, dude. Ashlyn Burnley, like it all comes from the same book. You know that Catholicism is also Protestantism, Catholicism, Seventh-day Adventism. They are all sects of Christianity. Lester Brown, I appreciate the spamming because it's giving me engagement, but you really don't have to keep doing that. People either agree with you or don't agree with you. You've said it once, we've seen it. Cherbum. What is Cherbum? Y'all are mixed idiots. What are you trying to say, Duo? Do you have a point? Strawmanning what? I read the Bible. If you need me to prove any of the things that I say about the Bible, I'll just open the Bible and show you. Aslan, it's all based on the fucking Bible. What do you believe that's fundamentally different than regular, like other Christians, than just baseline Christians? Other than that, oh, Jesus was the Messiah. Jesus was not the Messiah. We like the Old Testament better. We like the New Testament better. We disagree with the definition of what one word means, and so we went off and formed our own sect. Do you not know how denominations are started? There's a history to every single denomination. And it usually comes from a disagreement over, like, individual words. It's weird. Religion is the only thing that can see perfectly born human infant and take a scalpel to his genitalia. Yeah. Ritualism? You guys all got that shit from the pagans, man. I always get a lot of hate from Christians. I don't hate them. I feel like they're misled. Misled, you mean? I think you mean to say misled. Well, Aslan, then I'm sorry because you're ignoring reality. Christianity turns y'all into sinner fallen. Who do you think is Christian here? I'm not Christian. I'm atheist. I don't believe in God. There's no point in arguing about religion. Right. Because religion's just bad. Some people can use religion for good things. I will acknowledge that there are definitely Christians out there who don't hate gay and trans people and who don't try to justify slavery in the Bible and all that kind of shit. If you're honest as a modern Christian, then the best way to navigate this world is to understand that those are bad things in the Bible. And if you acknowledge that God ordered them and that maybe that was a mistake on his part, then you can still worship him. You can still follow his teachings. That's fine. But you have to believe that God is incontrovertible, infallible, all-knowing, all-good, all this shit. And so that is a natural contradiction with the things that he orders in the Bible and your worldview. And you think he's good. There's no way he would ever encourage slavery. There's no way at all. There's no way he would ever tell you that it's okay to beat your slaves. Nothing. He would never do that. Right. See, Joker too. He's exhibiting the same exact cognitive dissonance I'm talking about. I mean, you can choose what you believe. I know it may not seem like a choice to a lot of people, but it is. You make a choice. You can choose to believe. You can choose not to believe. You can choose to believe in a fucking Raggedy Ann doll that runs the universe. You can choose to believe in fucking space dust all you want. You can choose all those things. But I mean, God wasn't making a mistake when he accidentally ordered the death of 60% or 40% of women in their first time having sex. You don't think that was a mistake? That's seems like a mistake. If you're supposed to say that God is like the be all end all biologist, he's like the number one doctor in the universe, right? Well, see, yeah, a nihilist God would be way more believable. But like if you're going to believe that God is all knowing, and he seemed to not understand the fact, we're talking about God. He seemed to not understand the fact that only 40% of women bleed their first time. Then either he made a mistake or he wanted 60% of women to live and 40% of women, or 60% of women die and 40% of women to live. That seems pretty evil. Just from my own perspective. That's my opinion. But if an atheist is saying something that is objectively bad, right? We can all agree that is objectively bad, and it's in your book. The dumb hymen deal. Yeah, I mean, that was a thing that God said. It was one of the laws. So he also said you could own slaves. They are your property. He also said that you can beat your slaves. What I find so interesting about Christian arguments is that it always starts with incredulity. It's always like, oh God, it's this again. Yeah, I mean, because it hasn't been disavowed. Because you guys didn't alter the Bible. You didn't, I mean, it's been altered many, many times over the years, but you guys didn't take that part out, you know? It could have been, you could have been just made a choice, you know? I don't know. I don't think anyone has read past that passage or has read that passage in earnest. No, you have a cloth, and if your husband is dissatisfied with your performance, then he can bring the woman to the person in charge, whoever judiciates these things, and he can say, "I married this woman, but I did not find her satisfying. I did not like her. I was, you know, so." She didn't seem virginal to me. She didn't bleed on this ceremonial blanket, you know? So, if your dad, if he has proof of the fact that you've bled onto this blanket, then let him present it. If not, then she gonna die. And lots of women did. How is Christian evil? It isn't by default evil. It is certainly used to justify a lot of evil. The Hebrews restricted it, humanized it, and embedded it, then banned it. Banned what? Slavery? Are you honestly saying that Christians didn't want slavery? You cannot think that. I mean, you can, but it would be really stupid of you. Can you see that? Your male and female slaves are to come from the nations around you. From them you may buy slaves. Oh, I'm sorry. This is the slavery one. We were talking about the murdering innocent girls one. Sorry, this is the slavery one. Let me get through this. You may also buy some of the temporary residents living among you and members of their clans born in your country, and they will become your property. You can bequeath them to your children as inherited property and make them slaves for life. But you must not rule over your fellow Israelites ruthlessly. Sorry, where was the, it was the... Deuteronomy. I already had it saved. Oh, could have just put that on. All right. Did you guys all catch the slavery one? There weren't any Christians before Jesus. Okay. How did Christianity evolve? Did it not go from Old Testament to New Testament? You guys just ignore all of the Old Testament because that means you're not really good Christians. Jesus came to fulfill the old words, not just the new. All right. If a man takes a wife and after sleeping with her dislikes her and slanders her and gives her a bad name, saying, I married this woman, but when I approached her did not find proof of her virginity, bleeding on your wedding night. Then the young woman's father and mother shall bring to the town elders at the gate proof that she was a virgin, which can you prove a negative? No. Not every woman bleeds the first time. So what if you can't, what do you do? Do you just have sex with her until she bleeds? Like what, how do you prove that? How do you offer proof? Ceremonial cloth. She don't bleed on it, she gets stoned to death. Her father will say to the, then the young woman's father and mother should bring elders at the gate, prove she was a virgin. Her father will say to the elders, I gave my daughter in marriage to this man, but he dislikes her. Now he has slandered her and said, I do not find your daughter to be a virgin, but there's proof of my daughter's virginity. All of which you can't prove at a moment's notice. Then her parents shall display the cloth before the elders of the town, and the elders shall take the man and punish him. They shall fine him 100 shekels of silver and give them the young woman's father, because this man has been given an Israelite virgin a bad name. She shall continue to be his wife, which, slavery, he must not divorce her as long as he lives. So, she was given to this person, right, by her dad, as a gift. And she didn't bleed, or if she, I guess, she did bleed this time because her dad, I guess, has proof of it. So, you know, he's got the cloth, and she bled on it. And so he said, stop slandering her. And so he gets to have a fine. She still gets to be trapped in that marriage as a gift to this guy. But what happens to the women that don't bleed? However, if the charge is true and no proof of the woman's virginity can be found, she shall be brought to the door of her father's house, and there the men of the town shall stone her to death. She's done an outrageous thing in Israel by being promiscuous. So, again, a thing that only happens to 40% of women their first time. 60% of women, I guess, are slutty sluts who get married off when they're somewhere between 9 and 12 years old. Super cool. Great God y'all got there. Jesus said the best Christians follow all the laws. That's right. He said, I come not to abolish the old laws, but to fulfill them. Not a jot or tittle. Christian means follower of Christ. Right, so you just ignore the Old Testament. Gonna say, probably not. Jeez, I missed a lot of your guys' messages. I mean, if I was God, I'd do dumber shit, and the Israelites complain about the Holocaust? What? And being slaves in Nazi Germany. Oh my god. Was your dad abusive? Hilarious. No, my dad was not abusive. Harry Potter books are better than the Bible. Yeah, I agree. If y'all hate pagans, why are y'all blowing out birthday candles, piling up a Yule tree? Yeah, I know. Delusion is a powerful drug. The Hyman objection collapses because the text regulates and restricts existing Near Eastern sexual customs within a covenantal legal framework. Same with slavery. Regulate, then ban pagan practices. Aslan, you're really doing a lot of mental gymnastics to try and justify the fact that God seems to be a monster. You can just choose not to like those things. You can be like, oh, I don't like that part of Christianity. I'm going to choose not to support it. You could do that. Seems like maybe you like slavery and the murder of innocent women. Girls. Felt weird even saying women. Some guy said something and this guy repeated it. This is from the fucking Bible. This is from the Bible. Jesus died out of love for you because you're a sinner and need to be reconciled with God. God, we don't even know how to prove whether God exists or not. So maybe don't follow a thing that you just don't know. You don't know if it exists, you know? This whole ordeal must be traumatic for the young lady. Probably, yeah. Finally, you get it. I get that I was right. Lol, crying because Old Testament Hebrews regulated pagan practices, codified and banned. Aw, you're trying so hard. Sounds like overreaction. Damn, that's extreme as fuck. Yeah, if a woman doesn't bleed her first time in the Bible, she dies. And only 40% of women do. True also believed Beetlejuice is my Lord and Savior. Carrot's carrot. Okay. It's easy to try and look for the specks of God's eyes, not realizing all the while we had planks in our own. Is that from the Bible, or are you trying to be poetic? Regular magic ain't evil. It's for birthday parties, right? Close-up magic, little sleight of hand. Hell yeah. Are a continuation or a continuum of revelation and fulfillment. Right. Fulfillment doesn't always just mean complete. Fulfillment means that he's going to go and continue to fulfill them. What do you think Jesus is going to do while he's here? Is he just going to walk around and we're talking second coming. We're talking Revelation, right? Or is he going to pull a flaming sword out of his mouth and just start slaying fools? Christians are way worse, especially the fake ones voting for the PDF file. Yeah. You can't support Trump and be a good Christian. Or some would argue that the best Christians would be supporting Trump because they like things like slavery and the murder of innocent people and shit. People are monsters, especially Christians, especially those who operate under a religious framework to justify horrible, horrible things. Anyone who says Christianity is evil is uneducated. Well, no, it's usually the educated people who tend to be atheists. You can't prove he doesn't. Never said I could. Jesus did miracles proving he was God. I can turn water to wine. And how many times did he do it? Like a bunch? Enough that, like, people empirically were all, like, agreeance? Like, yeah, like, absolutely. Absolutely. I don't think so. God is proven if you're able to think for himself, or for yourself. No, I was born without belief in God. I just continue to have belief in God. Many people have tried to convince me that he's real and throughout my life, and nobody can ever offer any proof. I believe God is drunk 24/7. Hungarian, can you do a video about how to do good French fries? I could. I make some amazing French fries. There are no real Christians. I mean, if you are a real Christian, you can't eat shrimp on Fridays on the Sabbath. I don't know if you observe Sabbath on the Friday. Some people do. You know, I don't know. It's not like... I would say that being a good Christian is probably bad. You know? Very disingenuous. In what way? No, they have zero belief system to stand on. Just ignorance. People with educations? I didn't go to college. I just got a basic education. I went to high school, graduated high school, and then went to trade school. I just tend to read a lot. Like, especially studies and the news and nerdy shit. Jesus needs to turn into donut burgers. Talking about the Luther, I believe is what that's called. Educated equals liberal satanic Marxism. Well, nobody teaches about Satan in college. Nobody teaches about Marxism in college. You can probably learn about that in like social studies, like different social study departments. I don't know. Yeah, because you can't think for yourself. One could argue that saying yes, daddy, to every command that God gives you would not be a demonstration of thinking for yourself. But you do you. If you choose to cow down to somebody, then okay. If you want to find the truth, it will be Jesus. You know, something tells me that that's really only one worldview that holds that. Exactly what I mean. You are uneducated in anything Christianity, can't eat shrimp. I have read the Bible. Have you? We are no longer under the old decree laws. Yes, you are. Not a jot or tittle of the old laws shall change. No people like you. My friends and family do. The fact that you're here trying to insult me somehow would indicate exactly the opposite. You know, it would hold up a little bit of a mirror. Maybe you're projecting something onto me. Maybe nobody likes you and you're sad about it. I don't know. But after this, I'll go have beers with my wife, hang out with my pups, take them to the park. Later on, and play some games with my friends. And I won't be here, flipping through live streams, trying to insult them somehow, because they don't have the religion I do. What a weird life that is. It's almost like it's fulfilling. Weird. Regional religion. Born here Christian, born there Muslim. You can't be born a religious person. Can you elaborate more on real magic? Yeah. People that claim to do this. See, and like, I feel like you Christians should be, you know, welcoming this, because if anything, I'm debunking magic. You guys should be on my side of anything. You know, if you think magic's demonic, you don't want people to practice it. Even though y'all believe in magic, you don't call it the same thing, you know? You guys call it whatever, divineness, divine juices. I don't know what you call it. But this kind of magic doesn't exist. Religion exists, real magic does not. How is this a question? Right. Keep that train of thought going. You'll get there. You'll get there. I promise. That's exactly the question you should be asking. How is this a question? That is the question. Who created you? My mom and dad. These verses are used to show that with the change of the priesthood from Leviticus Jesus, the law was replaced by a new covenant. The old covenant became obsolete. It did not. Jesus Christ, dude. I come not to abolish the old laws. Not a jot or tittle of the old laws shall change. So we're all just ignoring that now? Okay. Who created them? Their parents. I could do this. I could do that all day. If you go ahead. Infinite regression is such a bad case for God. It can be anything from fucking space farts to aliens. God is one of billions of possibilities. You are a slur cherry picking verses out of the context. No, I read the full context. I actually read the verse and then I said the context behind it, because I know that you guys always like to say, oh, but you're missing the context. No, there was no context to that. If you don't bleed the first time, you die. Sorry. Ever seen Ghost Adventures? Dude, it's like the static, unintelligible voice. Yes, I did. I did read the context. You just weren't paying attention for some reason. I promise. So there's 1,000 different reasons why somebody might do this. It's not always like because it's a grift or because they're trying to get money. It's not always because of that. This person might actually believe that you're immoral. Oh, it descends into the childish insults. Jay, I'm so sorry that you couldn't think of something creative to say or have any way to prove that your God exists. But you're not being very Christian right now, I can tell you that much. Or maybe you are, you know? Therefore, anyone who sets aside one of the least of these commands and teaches others accordingly will be called the least in the kingdom of heaven. Thank you. Beam me up, Bob. So, not a jot or tittle, guys. Come on. You're just pointing out inconsistencies. And if you keep poking holes in the Bible, I'm just going to keep reading it to let you poke more holes in the Bible. Please, feel free. So, this person might genuinely believe that they have powers. Because this person, like, they have a bunch of different videos, and someone was highlighting earlier that they were like, oh, this person might actually be superpowered. So do you see, like, delusion is not just for the person who's doing it. Delusion can also follow from that. Fulfilled doesn't mean abolish, right? Fulfilled just look, let's just take a look at the goddamn definition. Satisfy or happy because of fully developing one's abilities. That's not what fulfilled. That's not what we're looking for. Bring to completion a reality. Doesn't mean to just complete it. Achieve or realize. That means to get up to a point where you've realized and achieved this. That doesn't mean that it's going away or that you're stopping. Doesn't mean obsolete. Nothing like that. To carry out. Come on. Why do Christians always feel like they have to, like, make stuff up? You know? I don't know. You cool with Epstein? Why would I be? Why would anybody be? Unless you partied with him or were on his island with him. Like, why would anybody be okay with that? Mr. Berger, Christianity is evil? I am asking which is more evil. If you have an opinion, I'm happy to hear it. Read it because you're just embarrassing yourself to the world. No, I would say anyone that fights this hard for the Bible is way more embarrassing than somebody who is simply giving their opinion on the internet. Sorry. Right, so you're pointing out an inconsistency in the Bible. Right? Beam me up, Bob. Where was that passage? Damn it. Beam me up, Bob. Where's your fucking thing? Oh, therefore, anyone who sets aside the least of these... There we go, yeah. Could be called least in the kingdom of heaven. Matthew 5:19. Right. So, I mean, at the very least, we can call this a contradiction, right? And which one came later? I want to say Matthew? How would I know? How would I know which one came later? I don't know. Do you believe in a god or gods? I don't believe in anything really. I don't have a religious framework in my brain. It is a contradiction, yeah, because in one place in the Bible it says one thing, and in the other place in the Bible it says another thing, both of which can really only be interpreted the way that we've both agreed. So, not a jot or tittle of the old laws shall change. I have not come to abolish the old laws, but to fulfill them. And then, now the old laws are also obsolete. But also, if you don't follow all the old laws, you'll be called least in the kingdom of heaven. Seems like a lot of contradictions, all in, like, on one subject there. Right? Matthew 5:19. Therefore, anyone who sets aside the least of these commandments and teaches them accordingly will be called least in the kingdom of heaven. But for whoever practices and teaches these commands will be called great in the kingdom of heaven. What commands do you think he's talking about? Which laws? Adrian, are you trying to be Christian right now? Because you're not sounding very Christian. Or maybe you are. You know? Maybe you are. Christians do like slavery. They do enjoy murdering innocent women, marrying off child brides, keeping people as property, you know. Normal Christian things. What's more evil is lying to people and giving misinformation. Which lies or misinformation? I am reading your fucking book. How many times has your life been saved from an accident? Do you remember every single time you escaped death? Yeah, Turtlenator, you're right there. You're right there. You're so uneducated, it's insane. I've read the Bible. And I just point it out to you when you ask me to read from the Bible, so I'm not communicating anything that I've learned. I'm reading the Bible. I'm reading words on a page. Your Bible. That's your Bible. That we were reading just then. Christ very well may have been real. Doesn't mean he was holy or the Son of God. You are biblically illiterate. You didn't read in context. I read the Bible. I read your book. I read it on the screen for you. I read the passage that supports what you said, and then I read the passage that supports what I said. They seem to be in conflict with one another. If you're unhappy about the contradictions that exist in the Bible, perhaps you should take that up with God, not me. I didn't write it. And I can't make changes to it. That's above my pay grade. I don't have those privileges. Both evil. Okay. I mean, sure. You can use an excuse to say that magic drove you to murder somebody, but it typically isn't an accepted excuse. Nor is religion. I'll concede that. Would you consider yourself to be an atheist? Yes, I am an atheist. This is why context matters. I read the words. They were in your book. I read the words in your book. We read the full passage. You wanted all the gods speak before it? Because that just reinforces what I said. Do you want me to read you the fucking 10 Commandments or something? What do you want? Oh, fuck! Jesus! Okay, you can't see this on the screen, but that fucking thing, this fucking thing, I don't know if you guys know this, but we're on a tour through the we're on a tour through the Hogwarts grounds, and I look at my screen to fucking see this thing. God, that scared the shit out of me. What is that? Someone please tell me what that was. It's a Harry Potter thing. I don't know Harry Potter. What the fuck was that? A griffin? Are those in the universe? God damn. If Jesus was actually God, then God is dumb as fuck. True. He's also a monster. I mean, let's just say that. Because that was not a good way to convince a planet you're real and strangely limited by a human being despite being a god. No, he turned water to wine, guys. I'm asking how many times you think your life has been saved from death. I don't fucking know! You cannot quantify how many times your life has been saved from death. You could die from anything. There could have been a decision that I made 10 years ago that made me not get cancer and die. There could have been a set of circumstances that happened where I'm fucking like driving down a road and some guy decided not to get behind the wheel drunk and I ended up not dying that day. You cannot fucking quantify that. You can't put it into a number. I don't know, 10? I honestly don't know. And yet God knew you would mock and reject him. What? Do you think that me seeing a griffin and being scared was divine? Because that's really sad. That's really sad for you. Do you just not believe that causality is a thing? Smarten up. In what way? You mean in my readings of the Bible? Right, so you're saying that magic is evil because the Bible says so. Cool. Super enlightened.
Proof dark magic exists.
Whoa! Proof of dark magic? What? He didn't do anything. Get your hands away. Oh, come on, man. Jay. I bet you think that was real. Jay, you think that was real, don't you? Hey, Jay. Explain to me how he did that. Explain to me how that's not magic. Hey, Jay. Hey, Jay. Hey, Jay. Jay, tell me. Do you think was it an incantation? Do you think he prayed to some dark deity? How do you think he did that? I'll wait. Well, if you can't take that into consideration, my what? You're wasting yours and everyone else's time. I hope you find some guidance, son. You're probably way younger than me. Jesus. I mean, if I don't believe in God, why would I give a shit what the Bible says? Why would I give one single shit? Bro, you don't just read words on a page and that's it. That's not what I was doing. Leviticus is a set of laws. God's laws, right? So is Deuteronomy, right? What's the context there? He's saying that you're supposed to own slaves. What's the context? It was something people were doing at the time. Okay, he could just as well have said not to do that. He could have put that in his commandments for Moses to read. Thou shalt not be a PDF file or a slave owner. I mean, it seems pretty simple. Or, just spitballing here, he probably could have also made the decision not to do all these natural disasters and kill all these innocent people, right? I don't know. I mean, kids that die at birth, I don't know, man. They don't get to go anywhere. They go to purgatory. I think that's according to the Catholics, right? Who is more dangerous? The magicians of Pharaoh? Pharaoh? Or Aaron and Moses? I don't know. Who is more dangerous? Hitler? Or Robert E. Lee? Or, who were some big names in the Crusades, Who's more evil of those people? Anyone here confused about context should probably reread it. I agree. I think Christians should read the Bible. I think that reading the Bible, it tends to be what drives more people to atheism than anything else. So, you think God is up there just spinning a wand and boom, a hurricane? No. It's not what I said. But he certainly could prevent it. That's what I mean by uneducated. Well, no, you assumed what I said, and then you assumed that I was incorrect. You can't even prove that God exists. Why would I entertain you calling me uneducated? Seems like someone here hasn't done a lot of living, and I can tell you right now, it's not me. Yeah, you did. Okay. I mean, God created the earth, right? Therefore, God created the conditions that allow for hurricanes. And God didn't for 1 second, if he's all-knowing, omnipresent, all-powerful, omniscient, all that kind of stuff, he could have decided not to create those conditions because he knew what was going to happen, right? In the long run, he knew a bunch of innocent people were going to die. He could have just chosen not to create those conditions. You are incorrect. Jay, you've descended into name-calling before, and now you're just saying, nuh-uh. Are you 3? I don't think you're allowed to use YouTube if you're a child. But feel free to offer any other cogent arguments. I'm happy to hear them. He's letting it happen with all his power. No, I know. And he could have decided not to create you. Right, so another insult. When people run out of arguments, all they have is insults. And for some reason, Christians just always have to make stuff up. Like, you could just try to see whether or not he's real in the first place. And then, then you can move on to other stuff. Is he good? Determine whether he's real first. Is he omniscient? Determine whether he's real first. Did he bring a real argument so that we can have a real dialogue? I didn't. You're the one that came in here trying to insult me. I'm not making an argument. You don't like my belief. That's all that happened here. That's the source of any conflict. You don't like what I believe. End of story. Right, no, it actually is an insult because now you're just doubling down on that. Yet you can't prove what it is I'm making up. I didn't make a claim. You're making the claim that God exists. I didn't make that claim. God is a mathematical being. You don't have a belief, right? You're trying to assert your belief. Do you not see how this works? You have nothing. I have a frame of core values that keep me from killing people. Yet, Christians often justify murder. Atheists, I don't think I don't know. You said Christians made things up. Yeah. Yeah. Miracles don't exist. There was no flaming bush unless someone set one on fire. So you can't just claim that God is a thing. That's making something up. You're schizophrenic. You hear voices in your head. Saying that that's God, that's making something up. That's me trying to assign meaning to something that I don't understand. That's how religion fucking started, dude. Maybe you need to get an education, huh? Learn how religion started. Didn't start with Christianity, I can tell you that much. Didn't even start with dualism. Didn't even start with fucking... Right. Jay, you're spiraling, my friend. There was no flaming bush, yet you can't prove there wasn't. All I have to do is say that I don't believe that what the Bible says is true. That's my opinion. I don't need to prove anything about that. I don't need to prove any part of that. You, now who's throwing the insults? I've been insulting you since you joined, my dude. If you haven't been noticing, maybe only one of us is uneducated. Hi from Iran. I hope you guys are doing okay. I hope you guys are safe. And what makes it true? What makes what fucking true? My insults? Calling you a moron or calling you that, saying that you're fucking 6 years old? Classic Car Show channel. If I was trans, that wouldn't be a problem. And if I wanted to, I would still stream. Isn't that weird? Isn't that strange? You most definitely have the burden of proof to all this. Watch me not. Watch me give two shits. Okay. Jay, if you had something else you wanted to talk about, I'm more than happy to hear about it, but you've hit rock bottom here. Do you want to tell me how you think they did this? Why are we talking about the bush? How about the historical facts? There are no historical facts that you can point to. As an occultist, I would never kill anyone for a spirit the way Christians kill for their God. Yeah. It's crazy, right? Jay, how do you think he did this? How do you guys think he did it? I'll let the thread hang for a few seconds. How do you think he did it? I know exactly how he did it, but how do you do it? Who's the smart ones? Christians. How do you think he did it? Call me uneducated. Fuck you. Fuck your face off. How do you do it? How do you do it, Christians? Game, set, match. AI, come on. Classic Car Show channel, you can't just assume that everybody is doing AI these days. You know? Come on. How many times does someone need to read Bible verses, Jay? Seriously, dude. Like, I don't mind reading them. It is your book. You know. Tons of facts. Go do... I have done the research. None of the things that people say prove that Jesus was holy can be substantiated. There are claims that he existed, which I'm fully willing to believe. Happy to believe the guy existed. Doesn't mean he was the son of God. So what facts? Only the fool is blind to the truth and spreading lies for the devil. I don't believe in the devil. Nor God. So nice try. Derek Miller, I mean, you've been here enough times to know that by now. You know me well enough. You're a regular. At this point, I would think you'd have a new bag. A new bag, baby! But have you ever been spanked by a full-grown silverback gorilla? I imagine that would fucking destroy my pelvis. Like fucking obliterate. I have an inkling that it would aerosolize the bone fragments in my butt. You saying you don't believe doesn't make them not exist. You know that how stupid you sound right now, Jay? Me not believing in something that cannot be proven, you're right. It doesn't mean it doesn't exist. But you believing in it doesn't mean it exists. It means that you're more easily grifted than I am. I've read your Bible. You apparently haven't. As an occultist, certainly, when it comes to metaphysical claims, is both cowardly and dishonest. Yeah. Yes, you do sound stupid, Jay. I'm very sorry. I'm very sorry that you haven't quite picked up on that. I was like you once, not believing. Well, no. Typically, converts are just mad at religion. Also, a cult is bad because they love Baal. I mean, gods don't just exist. No god just exists. Like, you have to make those things up. If you cannot point to something and say, that's real, the thing that I have asserted is real, look at it, it's right there, then you're just making assertions. You don't even know yourself if the thing that you claim to be God is real. Could just be a delusion. Could be devil talking in your ear. And you don't know because you have no way to substantiate it at all whatsoever. So yes, you do sound stupid. And when I point out to you your the hypocrisy in the Bible, you continue to sound stupid. Corey Willis, are you searching for him? What's the purpose of this channel? Simply to disseminate information that I personally find useful. That's it. We debunk magic when I feel like debunking magic. We talk about the inconsistencies of the Bible when I feel like it. We have call-ins when I feel like it. We look at funny videos when I feel like it. So have you guys guessed? You're gonna plots. A word for the Jews. Are you religious? Not in any way, shape, or form. It could be what? Could be what? Real? Sorry, Dr. Dynamite. I don't know what the context of what you're saying is. See? Oh, weird context. I actually do appreciate looking at context. Isn't that strange, Jay? Isn't that strange? You said that I didn't take the Bible in context. I read the whole passage, but that's okay. Always accept the ability to be wrong, especially in occult matters. Well, listen. Real mystics, I'm sorry. This is friendly fire, okay? But I'm gonna burst your bubble here. I'm so sorry. In occult matters, if you are a member of any hermetic society, if you are the member of any magic association whatsoever, it's not about being wrong or right. It's about the power of your will. So you can still be, and this is just according to the principles of magic, you can still be a, I guess, Christian and practice magic for the way that we define magic, right? You can still do that. So saying always accept the ability to be wrong, especially in occult matters, it's more so the power of your will. It's, I think, more so being able to have a permeable belief system. I think that's more accurate to say than to accept the possibility you may be wrong, because certainty is kind of a big thing when it comes to will, you know? Hello, sir. Good afternoon. Get your neck. What? Hello, sir. Good afternoon. I will like and subscribe and support your freedom of speech and freedom of religion, whatever it may be. See, now that I wish everyone was as understanding as that. Sadly, that's not the majority. Why is Christianity evil, and what do you think of Buddha and Muslims? I think that any religion is subject to corruption, and anyone who practices a religion is themselves subject to corruption. Some people choose religion for altruistic reasons, and some people are good and are consistently good, and those people I respect, even if they have religion. Can we kill magic because it only harms and not builds? There is no real such thing as magic. Magic doesn't exist. So your entire belief system is based on your own understanding but you were not born on day one. No, my entire belief system is based on what I've come to know in the years I've been alive. So that's my entire life experience, having researched Christianity specifically, but religion in general, a majority of that time, because it's always been something I was interested in. So, yeah, I don't know. No, you can't. I don't know what you're saying. No, you can't too. Hey, man, do you need help with your content, like to edit and to manage? Yeah, but I cannot pay anything for it. Not even like a, people tend to hear me say that and think, oh, I have only $10,000 in the bank. No. I can't pay for anything. Like, I can't even pay my water bill, so I can't pay for someone to manage my channel. That's why I do it myself, my friend. Otherwise, I would have already bought that service. And it probably wouldn't be from someone advertising in my channel. There are multiple Bible verses, New and Old Testament, saying the practice of witchcraft, sorcery, and wizardry is of the devil. Right, but if you don't believe that either the devil or God exist, then you don't have to apply that framework to your reasoning. In 15 years, you will understand why this doesn't make you look very bright. Because you think in 15 years, God's finally going to reveal himself? I'm going to say no. Just saying. And Corey Willis, I might be dead in 15 years, okay? Men in my family don't live very long, and I'm already old. So you better hope I'm still around in 15 years to discover when Jesus comes down with that flaming sword. Yay, magic doesn't exist. Yeah, I know. I've known that. My name is Gary, by the way. Hi, Gary. And I'm a Celtic pagan and have been for almost 20 years. Okay. Congratulations. One day you'll grow up and realize this belief system gets you nothing. Nothing gets me nothing? Sounds like you're arguing against your own logic here. Your belief system is based on ignorance and foolishness. Well, no. It's a lack of belief. It's taking something that is a thing that other people believe, and you're just saying, no, thank you. So nothing happens. Because, whoa. There's that thing I didn't believe. Where is it? Oh, I don't know, because I didn't choose to accept that as a belief. So, no, I don't have a belief system that's based on any kind of religious ritual whatsoever. My belief system is basically like, murdering is wrong. Pedophilia is wrong. So I'm not sure why you disagree with my belief system, but if you're trying to argue for PDF files, grape, and all that kind of stuff, then you're convincing me that you support that, so I guess good job. You have to want to believe. That's called faith, yeah. I don't really care. I haven't seen any evidence that tells me I should believe, so I will continue to not believe. Most bad faith debate prompt and conversation I have ever seen. I'm not debating anybody. So did you join the wrong channel? Or... You can't find God by trying to disprove him. Nobody's trying to disprove God. I just don't happen to believe in God. So to me, there is no God to find. You're welcome. Why do people misunderstand the basic fucking definition? Atheism is the opposite of theism. That's all it is. Bobby, you can't explain what you were saying by just saying this guy. You're not making a point here. All you said before this was most bad faith debate prompt. I'm not debating anybody. And conversation. I'm really not even having conversation. I'm trying to debunk magic videos. How's your religion grifting going there, buddy? Atheism is a religion? It's lack of religion. 10 viewers is a lot. For me, it is actually a lot. For me, 10 viewers is actually really fucking great. Pretty happy about that. You're one of them. Thank you for contributing. I'm sure that I'm doing exactly the thing that you wanted. You probably didn't want me to grow. But here we are. Well, correct, Alexander Tiberius. Most theists are too stupid to understand the difference between what they believe and what is real. Agree. Bobby is a dark magician. Could be. We don't know that for sure. Is bald a haircut? Holy shit. I don't know. That's actually a really good question. Huh. Bobby 1. Like A said, space period, bad faith. Again, nothing bad faith here. I'm not arguing against anything. Unless someone presents an idea that I don't agree with. It's been the Christians who have come in here who have brought all this up. Simply because I have the title in the video that I do. Weird. It's almost like you guys kind of prefer to persecute rather than just listen. Weird. It's almost weird. Okay, well, I did want to finish explaining how he did this. Let's watch it again. If you don't know, you're about to hear. And go ahead and guess if you want. I'm happy to hear it. New here, can you explain what's going on? We are looking at some magic, and we're asking ourselves, which more evil, Christianity or magic? If God doesn't exist, evil does not either. So, okay. Let's say God doesn't exist, just as a hypothetical. Somebody kills another person for no reason. Just goes up and kills him. Is that evil? Yes. Looks like you suck. Oh God, Talon Kennedy. Guys, don't fucking... don't type paragraphs. I'm too stoned to actually read them. Jesus is king and God is everyone. And God... Jesus is king and is God. Everyone is evil. We hate sin, but we don't hate people. If you took that evil out of them, they wouldn't be like that. No one is better than anyone. Read the I, witness of the, and then it cuts off. Okay. The origin of the phrase is like dark magic can either be attributed to alchemet, dark soil art, alchemy, or the Spanish Inquisitions. Usually accusations is typically what labels things dark or evil or whatever. If bald is a haircut, where is the hair to cut? Why are we asking the real questions this late into the stream, you guys? Fuck. Come on. He's a low IQ drug addict. Use small words. Are you trying to claim that you're Christian? Because a Christian person wouldn't just attack somebody for no reason. I mean, I don't care. Insult me all you want. I love the engagement. But that's not how a Christian would act. So. Without a God, all morality is subjective. See, look at this rubber brush. Oh, it's not rubber! It's not rubber, oh my God! Jay, why don't you pray for all the innocents that have been killed in Iran instead of for me? I would much prefer that your faith goes into their circle than mine. I will not become not an atheist. But you can send some of that energy over there. We just bombed them, dude. Like, killed a bunch of innocent people. Be nice if they got some prayers, you know? Everyone's rehashing all the same shit. Oh, my voice is subject, you know? It is the sacrifice, praying for you more. I don't know why you would not pray for innocent people who are dying just to try and convince some guy, some person, stranger on the internet to believe in God, because it's not going to happen. They need your help more than I do. Do you mean to dress and act like a communist on purpose? That's not even an insult. Bolsheviks wore big wool coats. Do you see a big fucking wool coat on me? Don't tell me how to believe in God. No, you're not allowed to believe in God the way that you do. You see, I just told you how to believe in God. Go fuck yourself. You support PDF and abortion. No, actually, most of the people in our current administration are Christian. Crazy how that works, right? And they're all on the Epstein list. And they're hiding it. Specifically by going to war. Jay, I'll pray to Satan for you. and cancel out your prayer. So, get fucked. You little baby boy. Oh, you're so stupid. Bro's a proud communist. No, I wouldn't consider that to be an insult. We actually engage in quite a lot of communism and socialism by your guys' definition here in America. Any social program, which, you know, tend to be the ones that you people tend to take from the most, that immigrants actually pay the most into. That's all exactly what you guys describe as communism. Yes, it does. Jay, it does. I'm sorry, but you can't define how I get to interpret the Bible. Sorry. Oh, Bobby, you're so angry. Why are you so angry? Do you claim to be Christian? Because again, you're not acting like one. Or at least you're not acting like how everyone says Christians are supposed to act. 90% of the American government doesn't care. Doesn't that tell you something? Do you not know how many people support those guys? Everyone in the administration? According to you guys, it's half the country. Which is funny because only like 30% of people vote. But whatever. You guys claim it's half the country that supports Trump. Socialism is communism. No, you guys just use the terms interchangeably. It just shows how fucking dumb you are. Alright, so I'm gonna reveal, finally, I know we did a lot of do-si-dos, and we did a lot of, like, you know, back and forths, but I'm finally gonna reveal how he did it. Alright? We're finally gonna reveal it. Now take one more guess. Just take one more guess. Wait, so this is your question. Hang on. I'm clowning the nobody on live. Aw, you're not clowning on anybody, man. Look, so I actually organized this. I organize all of this. I get the lighting right. I put up the green screen. This is a passion project for me. This is all stuff that I like doing. This is a hobby. It's a pastime. To you, an acceptable pastime is to go onto people's lives and try to insult them because they have different beliefs than you. Of us, which one is creating something and which one is just simply indulging in their, I don't know, projective, maybe closeted fantasies about whatever you think this dynamic is between us? I'd say it's you. I'd say you're pretty sad, man. If a woman is sleeping and gets pregnant without her consent, what? Is that grape? Yes! What the fuck? You sound dumb too. I don't claim to be smart, so I don't care if I sound dumb. But Satan doesn't answer to prayers. According to Satanists, probably not. But, I mean, that's the whole thing, right? You know? Nobody cares or asks. You're in my live stream. These are literally made to express opinions. Do you not know how that works? Goose is my raid leader. I do not like leading raids. I've spent most of my life managing people, and I do not like doing that in my recreational time. Let's see. It's a Silly Goose production, fool. You know, if we could form ourselves into Silly Goose Studios, I'd be happy to do that. Aren't you talking shit, though? Yes, and I'm allowed to do that because this is my live stream. I can call you a fucking loser. I can say that you're really fucking stupid and that you don't project what Christians are supposed to. So if you are, I don't know, trying to be dishonest and insulting, and if you're trying to belittle me simply because I believe something different than you, then I don't think you deserve any respect from me. No, sorry. Bro's the definition of a projection screen. So you're saying that you're projecting onto me. For a nobody, you got my name in your mouth a lot. Yeah, your name's right here in the screen, and I engage with my audience. Right? See, your name's, where is it? On your screen here. Oh, you don't show up. I guess nobody likes you. Well, no, actually, Bobby, if you look at my past lives, which is all there for the public to view, it is actually pretty consistent. It's growingly pretty consistently. Alexander Tiberius, you know who the Bolsheviks were, so you're definitely a top percentage for intelligence in the U.S. You know, I watched a lot of Frasier growing up. And The Simpsons. So there you go. Insulting and belittling, the projection is beyond insane. I'm not projecting, I'm directly telling you that I'm insulting you. How is that projection? Do you not even understand the meaning of the word projection? I'm straight up insulting you people. I'm straight up calling you morons. Like there's no roundabout quality to that. I'm not reflecting anything. Like, you're just dumb. I read from your Bible and you guys just fucking couldn't accept it. No, there's context. I promise. There's context somewhere in those words. I assure you, they do not support slavery. I didn't say that. Now he's turning on the whole chat. You know that the majority of my chat is Christians, right? I mean, you can see it in the chat if you just look at chat. The majority of the people who watch me are of the Christian persuasion. I wish that weren't the case, but that's just how it goes. Your live channel is officially a lolcow. Weren't you the one just saying that I only had 10 viewers? So 10 people constitutes an entire online community? Cole Volga, you're not what? A moron? Okay. Ooh, not a year of posting. Huh. I have been doing this since 2008, my friend. And pretty consistently to about 5 to 10 viewers most of the time. So I'm in my happy place, man. Seems like you're a little weird, sad, you know? He's so weird, right, chat? Yes. The guy who goes into the random live and assumes that everyone in the chat is going to agree with him. Absolutely. I'm the weird one. You definitely seem like the guy that downvotes everyone on Reddit. You know that in any of my social media, I have never engaged that way. I don't like or dislike posts or anything. I don't like engagement. I don't know. It's weird. You definitely, oh no, you go get a day job. That's a sign. You aren't the guy people want to hear from. I mean, I get support. Just because I don't get viewers doesn't mean I don't get support. Just because you don't like me. Why don't you want to believe? I have no reason to. Pretty simple. Stop being weird. All we want to do is support you. Okay. Reddit mod incel. Yes. I am indeed an incel. Oh gosh. That's so sad for me, right? Maybe one day. Maybe one day I'll find my white vagina. For those of you who are curious, that's a Moby Dick reference. You are bullying people as a career. You think this is my career? You think this is my profession, Bobby? Oh man, you're dumber than I thought. Oh man. Please don't tell me you think that this is what I do all day long for work. Please. I would be very, very sad for you. Please tell me that's not what you actually believe. Have you ever noticed how none of these idiots have realized you aren't insulting their faith but their religion? Well, yeah. There are good religious people all over the world. My mother, God rest her soul, she's not dead, but God rest her soul anyway. When she does, she'll have those well wishes from me. But she worked for the Salvation Army for a very long time. And I guess I kind of grew up in the church. Not really. I just like to learn about, you know, all the different religions. And sadly, the Salvation Army really only does one. So it's kind of hard to learn about different religions if you're just kind of being subjected to only one. Lol cow material for sure. Oh, I'm sorry you think that. Is this your job? No, I work 2 jobs. I own a catering company and I do cooking instruction. God is not religion, neither. Wouldn't matter if you did. Another man's business ain't mine. Fuck them, silly goose. It's engagement, man. Like, they think that they're, like, taking down my channel. But this has been the way that my channel has grown in the past. Usually from people who don't like me. So, that's kind of cool. Define good, then prove your definition isn't subjective. Why would I want to do that? I mean, in general, good is just what society agrees is good. Like, murder is wrong. We all tend to kind of agree on that, right? Was your father active in your life? No. Not particularly. But, fatherless families are a thing. And that doesn't mean that it affected me other than not having a dad. My mom was really, 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 really obsessed with making sure that the influences that she gave me were that of a Mr. Mom type variety. She taught me honor and responsibility very, very early on. And she made sure that I believed that the bad energy that I send out is going to come back to me. So, I mean, I don't know. I figure that's pretty comprehensive. She's also, as I was gonna say, she was also, like, kind of religious. Like, she was kind of like, I don't know, like, I guess religious adjacent. I don't know. That's why you are such an loser. Not a loser. He had no male role model. Well, that's not at all correct. My family's full of men. This is why you hate religious families. I don't hate anybody who's religious just by default. So again, and nothing you've said here is correct. Because we don't murder and abandon our kids. I've never murdered or abandoned any kids. Bro's a victim. Never did I claim to be a victim. So Bobby, I don't know who you think you've been watching. I don't know. Danny Stiges. I hope you're talking about Bobby, because I've been happily married for 20 years now. I have a wonderful family, wonderful friends. So, I don't know who you seem to be referring to. Because he burns people who don't want to worship him. What, God? What's real magic? Like doing butt stuff in a desert like Crowley? Okay. No. God doesn't exist. Delusion is a serious problem in America, right? Yeah, Bobby, you are exhibiting that wholeheartedly with every ounce of your lung capacity right now. You're probably yelling into your phone screen as you're typing. That's probably why you suck so bad at typing, is because you're so fucking angry. How could somebody believe what I don't... how could somebody not believe in my shit? And without Jesus, you will still go to hell, because in your own eyes, you're God. I don't believe in a God. At all. So, self-justification is a real psychological... Well, no, actually. Self-justification is me just pointing out how you were wrong. So, not really sure what else there is to that. Stop talking to chat. Or sorry, talking to chat. Danny is screaming. I mean, Christians tend to get angry way more than they tend to be loving and understanding. So, I don't know. Are we supporting butt stuff on this channel or not? Well, butt stuff, there's nothing wrong with it. But I don't claim that that's magic. Can you explain why you believe that God doesn't exist? I just don't have a belief. My explanation to that is that I haven't seen any convincing proof that God is real. So, pretty easy to answer that. Joe, because Christianity is indeed evil. No other religion, aside from maybe Islam. No other religion is as just fucking evil throughout the entire timeline. Bobby, you can't speak about an entire group of people. It just makes you look even more dumb than you did before. Jesus Christ. Yeah, he's just rambling. Not if you were actually listening. If you weren't sub 5, maybe I would listen, but right now you are jesternaxing and coping through philosophy. I forget if you already answered this, but if you are married, are you a beta bucks oofy doofy? What? Say goodbye to your views. Why? You're reporting my channel for what? It's the only reason why you would say goodbye to your views. But seeing the world, but look at the world doesn't need a genius to figure out what is happening. You're still asleep and not awake. What are you talking about? What would you want to see? A miracle happening in front of my face? God actually speaking to me? Those would be things that I would accept. American Christian, if he can verify he's God. American Christians are the angry fools. I met Christians in Africa and they were so loving. Yet typically, Christians who just say, oh yeah, I'm a Christian. They don't go into other people's spaces and try to convert them. Or go into other people's spaces and try to tear them down. Typically not what a good Christian would do. Because Christians legislate against rights, true? Ah, so you just believe the world appeared on its own. I have no belief or understanding how the world came to be, nor do I give a shit. If you haven't seen any convincing truth that God is real, then you haven't looked at the world at all. Yes, I have. There's evidence of divine creation all around us. Okay, I'm happy to just entertain some study that you can see that has, been peer-reviewed and published and empirically proves what you're claiming, that God is real. I'd be happy to look at that. What is happening in the world goes hand in hand with what the Bible says as a prophetic book. Well, you realize that retrospect is a thing. Do you not know that you're able to look backward in time and associate things that you say are divine with things that are happening right now? How do you think Nostradamus worked? How do you think Edward Casey worked? How do you think any of the people who claim to be the Seventh-day Adventist, how many times did they push out the fucking days of Revelation? Do you guys not know these things? Leaked. I'm leaking out my anus. Oh, man. That happens to me all the time. Potato chips, they may cause anal leakage. Gambari Goemon, I don't, Joe. I'm tired of evangelicals and people spreading the gospel. Yeah, I mean, they're kind of tasked with that, right? Like, they tell you that you're supposed to be. So, I don't know. Why do you think people? That's a good question, Joe. That's a really good question. I don't know why I think people. I don't know. I don't know why I think people. Maybe someday I'll figure out why people. Just to spoil it for you guys, there's a person above her that is holding their hands out. So all this time that he takes to prepare, that's so the person can get into position. The only way that this can happen, I mean, I guess it can happen if you're just not letting her know and you're just standing like behind her. But oftentimes when people create content like this, they are just doing they're just doing staged shit. So this person is getting set up even probably right now. Let's see if we can even see there. So the shadow changes here just a little bit. You can kind of see that they're getting into position. See? And they throw their hands forward right as she pulls her hands away. See, there's milling around going on up here. See, and he put his hands out, and then she started pulling her hands back. So it's someone who's standing directly above her who is putting their hands out like that in order to try and conform directly with with the hands. The problem is that it would be really easy to fuck this up. So, in order to have it look like it's the same... So either editing, I mean, that would just be the easiest way to do this. But in order to have it look like the same shadow, there would have to be perhaps maybe like a ring light or something. Some kind of... something here that condenses the shadow so it still looks... Watch, hang on. So, I don't know, I'm almost more convinced that this is editing. So to keep it real, have you always been this way, or did somebody come across you the wrong way and preach in a way you didn't like? I've always been an atheist. I was an atheist when I was a kid. Danny needs special needs spelling sessions. True. There is no history. Any human resurrecting. True. Everybody just left. It fluctuates. People report. So when you see the view count going from whatever it is to 0, it's because people are reporting the channel. I think the majority of the time people try to put it under the umbrella of misinformation and stuff, or hate speech, but that doesn't pass the mustard test with the Reddit TO, or Reddit. You keep calling me a Reddit mod. With the YouTube TOS. So I'm not running afoul of anything here by saying that Christianity is evil. Sorry guys, if you're part of that God squad who's trying to get me shut down, it will not happen. My music! You know what made Lucifer fall? That what you display pride! I can tell you're not very humble in humility. You know that humility is what being humble means, right? Those are the same word. You didn't have to say that twice. So you will never see God. Why would show himself to a person like you because you act like this? What exactly do you think I'm acting like? That I simply just don't have a belief in something, and I made what I thought was going to be a fun stream talking about the evils of Christianity? His hands could be someone else's shadows too. No, that's what that is. Oh, his hands. Holy shit. Okay. Well, I was afraid it might be editing. I was hoping that it wouldn't, that it would just be like a practical trick. But the way that it keeps looking. But she didn't even pull her hands back like that. Oh no, she did. She kind of did. Shit. Damn. Yeah, you're my what? The same. Like 8 billions other sheeps brainwashed and still don't see it? What the fuck? Danny? Danny, are you okay? You keep saying that people need to be woke. Weird. The idea is evil, or the way man practices it. Well, if God doesn't exist, which is, I just don't believe in God, so in my worldview, if God doesn't exist, it's the men that do the evil. So, it's not, you can say, hey guys, killing's allowed, and you can put it on a sign, and you can put that sign outside of city limits, and you can say to everyone coming into the city, this is the sign you need to read and like look at this, read this, and obey it. You know, just take a look at that. Murder's a-okay. They can choose not to do that, right? Can they not? So it's not like the letter. It's what people do with it. Even then, let's even just say that it's not like a rule. It's just like, somebody is, you know, trying to justify slavery, right? By saying that the people from the lands around you are your property. You may take from them, all right? Pass them down to your kids, to your grandkids. It's all good, right? That's the word of God. But you don't have to follow that. You can say, that part of the Bible is something that I don't like, so I'm going to look at all the rest of this. My problem with that is a little bit of some guilt by association. You know, like if you vote for Donald Trump's financial policies, you're voting for his anti-trans, anti-gay policies, right? It's kind of like that. You really should know the whole potato before you cook it and mash it up. All right? That was a bad metaphor, but you get what I'm saying. So yeah, it was really just either editing, some kind of fancy video editing, or there was someone standing in front of or right next to another source of light that could have been miming their motions. Either way, it's very easily done. Yeah, sorry to dispel it. Monotheism is an agregor for evil. Well, it's a long time since I've seen the word agregor. I kind of like it. He don't know my wisdom. See, he says, if I am okay. Yeah, is English not your first language? I don't want to judge you based on something that you have no control over. He funny spiritual dead people in here, okay? He don't know my wisdom, what comes from God, what makes you look like a baby in diapers. But his pride says in the eye of the world he is okay. He only wants confirmation from the people in the world. What the fuck are you talking about, man? Danny, get your head on straight. Agreed, Celsus. Agreed. And with that, I'm going to leave you guys. Are you atheist, my guy? Yes, I am, Justin Jarek. Tune in tomorrow and I'll explain why. It's the end of the stream. Just want to let you guys know that. I appreciate you so much. If you just joined, congratulations. Where the fuck were you the rest of the stream? Join again tomorrow at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. We'll be talking more about how God's, chosen people are, or at least, Christians tend to think that God's chosen people are evil. Right? We will be talking more about, so Tuesdays are typically, it's either one or the other on Mondays or Tuesdays. One is religion, the other is typically current events. And so we will be talking about Iran a bit tomorrow. But the underlying theme here is that Christianity is probably not good. Not good. Because he is spiritual immature. I don't have spirituality. I don't have a God in my life. Okay, those glasses are real evil. Oh man, I know. I am really trying to get a new fucking pair. Believe me, these are serial killer glasses and they weren't associated with that when I first got them. Anyway, guys, thank you. If you do want to tune in tomorrow at 9 for some more, if you just feel like trolling, I love the engagement, so please feel free. I appreciate it. Subscribe, follow on Twitch, all that kind of shit. Matthew Frasca, magic doesn't exist. So your Bible verses do nothing here. Have a good one, guys. Fuck, man. It's always good to see you guys. It's always good to hang out. It's always good to chill for a bit. What time zone? Pacific Standard, my friend. That you can do all on your own, that makes you say you're God and you're not. Okay. I came to know Jesus through near-death experiences. Okay. Well, guys, have a wonderful day. I'm going to go actually enjoy the presence of my family. Maybe you should consider doing the same. Okay, guys? Drink some water and hug a loved one.